Well, the problem is at this point of the turn structure is going to break down a bit because all the players are no longer taking turns.
I think we can probably
we
can probably come out.
I mean, honestly, honestly, at this point, like we are getting to the point of we probably should break out of the structured stuff and we all just do stuff at the same time.
Yeah, until we run into something that we have to fight again.
I'll say that the other X-wing thing pops out. X-wing thing. The other X-wing takes out the last TIE fighter
Hut group.
So you're now kind of like out of combat for now, and the ship's kind of almost on your way. You know, there's lots of shooting and screaming, and general lots of carrying on. So
I'm assuming we regroup.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah, we'll just skip to the end and say you've cleaned up the crew. Those that do survive are going to surrender because it's a bit ruined now.
Because they're not idiots.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that you could probably start arming some of the scientists.
Have we found the hangar?
Do you mean hangar?
The ship should have a hangar.
Yeah.
Well, there were TIE fighters launched from it, so... Well, not TIE fighters, but slime balls.
What, you mean the big hazard mark thing at the back of the ship?
Well, yes. What I'm saying is that are there any shuttles there so we can get some of the scientists off using that?
No. If you're running a prison ship, it doesn't tend to make sense to have a bunch of escape shuttles hanging around.
There's no escape pods or anything.
Again,
well, we need to get them off.
I mean, there's probably escape pods. They're just behind a dozen armed guards, usually.
Well, they're all dead now.
And also, you're in a dead system, for finding people off an escape pods is not going to be helpful.
No,
but surely this thing was built.
I thought it's just scooping them out. Because currently, we want to get them onto our ship, but we can't without going through...
Well, we can just...
You can make a hard
Again, it's a ship. It has to bring things on anyway. It's probably got a docking collar.
Yeah.
Some way to make a hard seal.
Okay, so how many scientists are there on this ship, and how many can we hold on our ship?
Well, the Gazanti is not actually that much smaller than this thing, so...
Yeah, it's not going to be comfortable by any stretch, but we should be able to easily accommodate them all.
Yeah, I forget what the conversion is, but there is a conversion as to how many people you can fit in terms of encumbrance that your ship can carry in cargo and people you can take on extra.
One of the Gazantis is a cruise liner anyway.
It's a cruiser, not a cruise liner.
Well, the Gazanti is a pretty big ship. It's a big it's a big, not quite military ship.
What was that?
I don't
Door
know.
closing, sorry.
I think that somebody breathed into their mic.
It was either that or an artillery shell landing somewhere.
It was a door closing, I am sorry.
Oh, damn, South Bucks is on fire now.
Oh, well. So we can bring the people on board, right?
Our encumbrance capacity is 1,800.
Yeah, I think it's like at most it's 20 encumbrance per person.
Yeah, you'll be able to fit all the
And
scientists on.
we're not really concerned with comfort at this stage.
There's also 20 passenger capacity.
Of which 7 is taken up by us.
Well, no, 7 of us, we would fit under the ship's complement. I think passenger capacity is removed from that.
That's in addition, okay.
Yeah, we can hold, what the hell? We can hold 110 people on this ship.
Someone is being shelled. You're not going to convince me of anything else than that.
That isn't
No,
me,
sorry,
though.
that was on my end. That was a slap on my microphone. Sorry.
Right.
Okay, so you can hold 110 people. How many scientists are there? 111, right?
Yes. Well, one of them you can have to space now. There's not going to be 100 odd. They draw lots. Actually, it's much more complicated than that. It's rated by their international Metacritic rating system, Impact. paper impact, stuff like that.
We've got to be here for the next 3 days while they decide.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the sort of thing like we have a fox, a hen, and we can't take all three of them because they'll eat each other, but we can't leave them by themselves, or?
Oh God!
Is it one of those Is it one of those puzzles?
No.
It's dilemma.
Well, obviously, it's a tower
the
panel.
reason you can't take all of them is because the boat only fits 2.
Okay, there are 110 scientists and 109 all hate each other. Violently hate each other.
But not hating every single person, just certain people.
Yeah, so now we have to do something. We have to arrange where each scientist stands so that they don't kill the person next to them.
Education test to sketch out a workable plan that doesn't end in murder.
Or you probably already have somebody, like ships on standby to come help. Let's just say that.
So we can just call for like, hey, I say the threat is neutralized. Send in your transports. We need to get people out now.
We did neutralize the
scramble
guns,
the rescue
right?
fighter. Scramble the rescues as well.
Yeah, let's see the SAR. Wait, yeah, SAR.
So no Hut ship comes as reinforcement.
No.
Not yet.
Wait a minute, we didn't. This also means we didn't find the bounty hunter.
No, we did not. But why would the bounty hunter stick around?
That's
true, but
point.
we were hoping to murder them.
I couldn't figure a decent way of working them into the encounter. Basically.
That's completely fair enough.
There's no point in them hanging around on the ship. Putting them out in space they would have been annihilated without any real challenge. So
yeah, we would have focus fired on them.
Yeah.
So
you can reduce your bounty by 5. I know we'll do that.
Hey!
The other 5 will come off when you actually take them out.
I was actually thinking about killing the hut, but whatever.
No, if you want to go kill the hut, that's fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Get
Murder
some more hut killer bounty.
What?
Get some more hut killer bounty.
I think that doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, that's not really relevant at this point.
I'm actually
it doesn't matter to me anymore.
Yeah,
it didn't really matter before.
I'm going to delete that as well, I think.
It was pretty small, yeah.
We've gone pretty far beyond just killing huts at this stage.
Alright,
what is space has
and Hilo's actually going to toss you your guns back, Zax.
Yay, guns! I missed them.
So Nock doesn't have a obligation. Neither does.
Do you throw it back up like the droid did?
We don't really have enough personnel to take both ships, and besides, the bridge is gone.
A little. I'm sure we can just blow up all this very expensive lab equipment, right?
Yeah. Give me a second. Everybody get off the ship. I can take care of this.
What?
Can we steal the armory while we're at it?
The great looting of the ship occurs, but
I'm sure probably the Republic is going to say, "Hold on a second," and take control of the ship as soon as they.
So this was like they did experiments and all sorts of stuff on it. Can I slice the ship and just steal what I can, like all that any data they had?
Coming here anyway.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Republic is going to requisition whatever armor.
Yeah, Republic are going to be all over this.
Yeah, remember, we're part of the Republican army proper.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is true. They're probably quite enjoying the fact that we just took out a prison ship that had a bunch of their scientists on it.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the greater greater wins that the Republic has had in a while, actually.
So instead of just blowing this thing out of the water, can we just steal the data on it first?
That's what they're already doing.
I apologize.
Yeah, the Republic are taking custody of the ship. They'll be able to take it home and then deal with it there. So I'm trying to figure out what extra duty this will earn you. I think political support will probably go up by 3. That's not because people like that. You obviously getting this much data and scientists is going to look good.
Yeah, superiority. We did blow up a lot of
Yeah, but you have a point.
Combat victory.
Space superiority.
Yeah, you can have a point for that.
How about sabotage? I mean, I did just manage to turn their androids against them.
Yeah, you can have a point
Not to
for
mention, this is a pretty significant research station.
that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Doesn't get much, and a combat
It
victory,
might
of
have been.
course.
Well, it might have been the place they just put people.
what
Put
was that,
people
Grant?
who are too smart
combat
to work.
Because that is definitely a combat victory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, actually, and Zex has got tech procurement.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is something that Zex is kind of a bit depressed about because, but this is kind of the reason why, like, she's not. I was thinking about blowing up the ship, but honestly, at this point, the Hutt's already got what they wanted from her, and so she's kind of a bit ill.
Yeah.
Yep. So you'll be happy to know that your bounty is down to 35, and your duty is up to 58.
Nice.
Our
Nice.
bounty is up to 35. Holy shit!
Down to 35.
Down.
Well, he means
The-
the obligation.
Obligation.
Yeah, obligation is down.
Also,
I know what he meant.
so
I had about 4 hours sleep last night. You're lucky I'm even here.
Zex is going to slightly explain why they were after her.
Yep.
Well, and this is also why I kind of wanted to blow the ship up, but whatever. It's all the cat's out of the bag already. She supposes. She kind of made the equivalent to a briefcase nuke in this setting. Such that it can
Everyone perks up.
such that it can be put into shells and fired from orbit or anywhere else.
Oh.
So what you're saying is that you made an even better warhead for explosives.
As in, I made something that's essentially a thermite grenade on the scale of 100 times more powerful, but still the same size.
Yeah. You've been working.
Okay. Well,
The Hutts have had you working on something a bit different now. The only thing that you can figure out is it involves kyber crystals in some way.
Oh, crap.
when you say you made a giant thermite warhead, are we talking about just a single proof of concept thing, or did you help them actually start making a supply chain of these?
Actually, how big can you scale these up?
Not scaling it up, and made a proof of concept thing. The blueprints I destroyed, but they saw it and wanted to have more. But they didn't actually want me to keep making them for some reason. They wanted something else, kyber crystals. Let's see, can I make a mechanics test to see what the hell kyber crystals are even used for? Is that like lore?
We would know. Well, we're in public military intelligence. B, we know that there was a thing such as a Death Star, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's history for us now.
Yeah.
So we probably know what you use kyber crystals to do.
I actually personally forgot that kyber crystals were a big part about.
The kyber crystals were kind of the whole reason that Death Star existed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a vague idea that the Hutts are trying to build a super weapon.
Which is
Well-
Coruscant is proof that they have.
They
Well,
No, that was a
it's
kick.
Oh yeah. Do you know about that yet?
What?
Yeah, about Coruscant.
I hope you didn't have any property there.
Listen, we've got whiskey on the ship. Let's talk there.
And then the great explanation. Hell has she missed? Also, what the fuck, Hutts? They're criminal. I thought they were just criminals, not like literal mass murderers.
Yeah. We apparently drove them into a corner, and they decided that they were going to just say fuck everything.
Yeah, but I don't think that was a hyperdrive incident.
Not hyperdrive incident, no. It seems a bit more like it was a conventional explosive of some sort.
What the fuck conventional explosive does this on a single freighter?
Well, my guess is RKV. Somebody figured out how to get the light speed the hard way.
Yeah, that's what we just said. It's probably not hyperspace.
It wouldn't work, or at least wouldn't do this. Not with a ship that small against a planet that big. Also, it's green.
Hey, Zex, the function of that thing you made.
Which thing?
The super bomb.
The pocket nuke?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What did it look like in action?
Gray, what did it look like in action?
It wouldn't create a glowing green strike.
Yeah.
No, this was something else.
Yeah.
This is something else and probably weird.
Also, that would really, really devastate Zek, so even if that was true, please don't tell her that.
No. They basically had you working on the new weapon they've come up with.
Okay, so it's Kyber based then.
Yes, it's Kyber based.
Wait a minute. Did Zex ever see a code name?
Probably
They
not.
probably didn't tell her anything beyond research Kyber.
Or work on these equations. We want to figure out how this works.
And probably the only reason why she even recognized that it was like Kyber related was probably that like Kyber has a very distinct waveform or like, equations related to it.
She's seen lightsabers, she can figure it out from there.
So, what Zex is also saying here is that we should never ever let her off the ship again.
Escorted at all times.
Yeah, in fact, we should probably seal her in... What's the thing that Han Solo was sealed in?
Carbonite.
Carbonite.
That's a bit on the extreme side, don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
A little bit, but last time she got kidnapped, somebody blew up Coruscant. What'll happen next time?
Why do you keep thinking there's going to be a next time?
Well...
But yeah, unfortunately, this is out of character. I wanted to do a bit more with this whole backstory bit, but there's not really much way to do that with. It's much harder for me to do it via voice, and also
the medium.
There's just so much going on,
itself.
so many players, and we only have 3 hours every session.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
On that note,
because I was planning on her essentially like, oh, I'm gonna be captured, gun to head, like I'm not going to let that happen. But let's not.
And then you missed the session and probably wouldn't have gone that far anyway.
Oh well, no. I mean, I actually talked to Gray about that. Like, hey, do you mind being kidnapped? And I'm like, I won't be there. So yeah, that sounds like a good way to exit out. Like, I was planning on having her being kidnapped at some point during this entire thing anyways.
Yeah.
Because what's the entire point of having like a dangerous technology that should never get loose if somebody doesn't steal it? I mean, come on. Anyways,
you make a very good point, actually.
It's the hidden Chekhov's gun. You didn't know I had a gun.
So, how far do we get before something goes terribly wrong?
We are something
going home, I suppose.
Yeah, you get home.
And it's not there. Actually, good question.
Yeah, where is home?
I don't know, probably Corellia or somewhere like that.
Well, somewhere built up that's pretty safely Republic, I suppose, rather than
Corellia.
Well, Corellia doesn't have the greatest track record on that point.
Yeah, no, they might actually be neutral still. Actually,
I don't know. After the Hutts blew up Coruscant, I would think that they wouldn't be terribly neutral.
Probably. On that sort of similar but not different but related question, what has the First Order been doing while we've been busy with this?
Laughing maniacally.
Well, yes.
That's their standard state of being.
Though First Order is probably going to be very, very, very... that Coruscant is now literally dust.
Oh yeah.
They're probably extremely interested in how this is going to shake out, so they can come in and sweep up what's left when it's over.
Yeah.
They've been the Crusader first order.
They're probably staying out of it specifically so they can come in and sweep up when it's over.
I'd say First Order's basically been going, oh god, you want to avoid this war, come join us.
Which, to be fair, is not necessarily,
It's not necessarily wrong.
Yeah, so they're basically currently picking up all the worlds who want to stay out of the war.
Mm-hmm.
Who have enough humans on them to basically not run into the nasty side of the kind of New Order's policies. Apart from that, though, it's been relatively quiet. But stuff like that changes. Comparatively, they've done a few raids. They've taken some territory, but they're pretty much seeing how it shakes out. They don't want to show their hand too early.
They don't want to, sort of accidentally stop this war by doing something too heavy-handed.
No, God no.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, this is the best thing for them as long as both sides. I mean, honestly, to the extent that if they're doing anything, they're just trying to push that both sides don't get too much momentum on either side.
They're England
during the
American Civil War, basically.
He's probably doing. Thrawn's probably doing the never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake thing. Building up his forces ready for a strike.
So he's being Thrawn, in other words.
Yes, he continues to be Thrawn.
Yep.
Or is it Thrawn on your side?
How did Thrawn end up leading the First Order anyway?
Because he's the only guy that managed to keep his shit together.
He wasn't dead at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably did completely destroy. We probably did completely destroy the Imperial leadership.
Yeah, I think the way it went was after Palpatine died, the Empire sort of fell apart into a bunch of warlord fiefdoms.
Pretty much.
And of course, Thrawn just happened to be the one that ended up on top. In fact, I think, strictly speaking, the Republic was like 20 systems.
So, what do we do next?
Good question.
Well,
what do we do next?
You'll have to kind of sign in for your new master. Well, boss.
Yeah, master. Yeah,
phrasing, right? Phrasing.
Let me guess. Admiral Dameron.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
No, he's a bit of a let's say this isn't the right one. I'm going to make sure this isn't huge before I do this.
Thinking ahead for once.
Yeah.
Are we going to regret this?
No. It's just I have the habit of putting images that are 500 times larger than they need to be into, and then I use half of South Africa's bandwidth up.
Get out.
No. We have 2 South Africans. You'd be using all of it now.
Oh, true. Yes.
The entirety. Yes.
Okay. It's not too bad. Yeah, this is your new boss. Goes by the name of Lorne Callis.
What?
Lorne Callis.